Well, good evening. It's Thursday, so that means what? It's Tag Team Thursday. I'm carltonsharp, and this is my lovely wife.
Hi, everyone.
Lady Gwen Sharp, and we're here tonight to share with you some great things that God has for you. As always, we like to give you a few moments to call a friend, text a friend, email a friend, or share this message with the ones that you love. Lady Gwen.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a lot of talking this evening. I'm going to let Pastor do most of the talking. As you could tell, I'm kind of preserving my voice. So
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So I know some of y'all seen her little video the other day. We're vacationing right now and having a great time, family time. And so part of our family time was we went to the Rockets game, and so she decided to lead the band. Look, she got the band and she started walking with the band, and so she's just having a good time, and so we had a great time at the game the other night, and so but yeah, I seen a lot of y'all chimed in and told her to do her thing. Hey, listen, we always like to extend to you the opportunity for us to pray for you. So listen, if you need prayer tonight, if you're on live stream, there's a box right there on your screen. Just simply type in your prayer request and send it to us. If you're on Facebook Live tonight, you can message us your prayer request. Message us your prayer request on Facebook. If you want to send us an email, you can send us an email to prayerministry@fccc-bmt.org. Or if you're technology savvy, pull out your cell phones and text PR to 54244, or if you're on our mobile app, there's a need prayer button there on the mobile app. All you have to do is just type in your prayer request, send it to us. We'll get it into our data system, and we'll get in to pray for you. If you don't have our new mobile app, listen, let me encourage you to go and get it. If you have an app device, go to your app store and look for Faith Christians EC, or if you have an Android device, look for Faith Christian Center Church in the Android Apple Store. Again, we always like to extend you the opportunity for us to pray with you and pray for you. So you don't have to face your life situations all alone. You have people like us willing to pray with you and pray for you. Now, again, we will pray for you, but it's up to you whether you send your prayer request in to let us agree with you for God's best in your life. So hopefully you don't sit there and need someone to pray for you and don't send in your requests. We want to help you. We want to pray for you. It's our desire. We believe that the fervent prayer of a righteous man, it truly avails much. And so at any time throughout the broadcast, just go ahead and do what you got to do. Send it to us. We got all of our devices here. I got my iPad, my phone. She have her phone here. And now we might not be able to respond while we're on live, but we will get back to you and we'll begin to pray with you and pray for you. Now, again, we can see your comments, so go ahead and put comments down in the bottom of the screen. If we can, we'll respond to them. But we want to see that being effective for you tonight. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about staying focused. Oh man, this is so good because we see that a whole lot of people begin to lose focus on what God has called them to do, even in ministry. You have pastors and leaders who lose focus on what their assignment is from God just because they see somebody else doing a certain thing. Mm-hmm. So our desire is that you will stay focused and not get distracted, because that's just part of the tricks of the devil. He wants to distract you. And I'll get into that in just a few moments. Over in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, let me see if I can get there real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Verse number 35, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 35 says, "And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction." So what we have found out, Lady Gwen, is that Satan uses the same tricks, the same schemes, the same tactics in order to get the believer out of their assignment, get them to lose focus. And here the Bible says that one of the tricks that he used is distractions. Mm-hmm. He's trying to draw your attention away in a different direction. And so we need to make sure that we don't allow that trick of the devil to be used on us when it comes down to losing our focus. So
like right now.
like right now, I lost my look. I don't feel
distracted. He's lost focus, and he's trying to get me to chime in. You guys can hear why I haven't chimed in yet. Pastor's distracted.
I got distracted by my phone. I got distracted by my phone. I have to say I did get distracted because right. So the other thing that we'll try to do is to try to detour you. In other words, to try to deviate you from the direct course that God has on for you.
Right.
You know, Adam and Eve are a good example of this. You know, because they allowed the enemy to detour them from the plan of God for their lives. Another thing the devil tries to do, like Gwen, can you help me with that one?
Is to confuse you.
Confuse you, yeah.
Right.
Disturb your mind. And, oh man, you see it all the time where people don't have the peace of God, and God wants us to have the peace. As a matter of fact, He said, "I left you the peace," and this peace surpasses all understanding. And here's what God says: those of us who keep our mind on Him will not just have peace, but will have perfect peace. And so the devil wants to cause confusion to come so that you won't have the peace that God promised you. Then another tactic that the devil will use to try to get you off focus is to arrange interruptions in your life. For instance, I don't know about you, but many times when I set a time for prayer, there are always some things that try to interrupt my prayer time. Mm-hmm. You know, whether you have young kids or not, they could interrupt you with spending time with God. Whether it's a phone like it was just a second ago, it was an interruption. But many times the enemy tries to throw in that tactic or that scheme to try to arrange interruptions to get you off focus.
It is so easy.
It's so easy.
Yeah,
it's so easy, especially today's with all the technology that we have. It's so easy to get you interrupted. Another thing that the devil will try to do, cause you to lose focus, is to make you magnify the imperfections of others. You know, and you see this all the time. Well, I'm not as bad as. Well, all of us are messed up. See, that's the key that we need to understand. All of us have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So it's no sense in me trying to magnify your imperfection when I know I got my imperfections myself. Mm-hmm. And so what the devil will try to do is make you look at somebody else. And you see this even in our politics. You know, people will say, well, what they did it, but it's not about what they did. It's about what you do. And so don't try to point somebody else's mess out when you got your own mess. I really like how Matthew puts it. Look, how you gonna get the speck out of my eye and you got beam in your own eye? Yeah. You can't do surgery on me, until you get your stuff straight. Mm-hmm. But that's a tactic of the devil. Another tactic that the devil will use is make you challenge and question spiritual authorities' ability to direct your life. Yep. When your pastor tries to inform you what the things of God says and you don't like it, well, the devil will try to make you challenge that because why? Because he don't want you to follow God's plan. Mm-hmm. I hear people say, well, you're just a man just like me. Yeah, I might put my pants on the same way, but there's a spiritual authority that God has given to every pastor to lead his people.
Right, that you have to answer to.
Exactly. And every pastor has to give an answer to God on how he led his sheep. And it's God's sheep. It's not your people, pastor. These people don't belong to you, they belong to God. And so, but devil will try to make people challenge your authority. Okay? Can you get the next lady, Queen?
And then he'll link you to disgruntled others. An example is, birds of a feather flock together.
Ooh.
Complaining about the same thing you're complaining about, or you're going to find somebody who is going through the same thing, and you all are, feeling disgruntled just like you are.
Wow. And then what the devil will try to do is isolate you. Yep. He'll try to get you by yourself. so he could attack you. Now, if you heard me preach at any time, you know, I always use the example of watching The Lion Kingdom, you know, and one of the things that they try to do is isolate the weakest animal in order to attack them. And that's all the devil is trying to do when he's trying to get you isolated, is to get you by yourself. Watch this now, so he could attack. We have an adversary. Yes, we do. And the Bible says he's like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. And if you allow the devil to isolate you, get you out of your position, out of your set place, then he will attack you. And see, that's the reason for the church. The Bible says that we are to come together and encourage one another. And so don't fall to the trap or the tricks of the devil to get you by yourself. And then the final thing that the devil will try to do to get you distracted is to help you fabricate a justifiable reason to do something different than what God told you. Yeah, he'll try to make you say, well, the Lord released me. Nah, you know the Lord didn't release you. You just got distracted. You just lost your focus. You know, just admit it and quit it. Yeah. Hey, well, listen, I tell you what, Lady Gwen, we're going to take a little break real quick. And but listen, while we're on break, why don't you call a friend, text a friend, email a friend, or share this message with the ones that you love so that we can all keep our focus. And so, like I said, we'll be right back right after this.
Hey church family, don't forget to download our brand new mobile app, available now for Apple and Android. If you have an iOS device, simply type in Faith Christian CC in the App Store. If you have an Android, simply type in Faith Christian Center Church in the Google Play Store. And remember this, we're building faith, we're building bridges, and we are building lives.
Can you believe it? What's happening in our neighborhood is entering its third season. Are you active in the community? Starting a new business? Promoting an upcoming event? Let us highlight you on our show. Call us at 409-866-9075 to schedule a day to come to talk to us. Bring your flyers. The business know what's happening in our neighborhood. The year is 2006, and the bookstore has just opened its doors here in expansion. CDs and DVDs are now available to anyone who wants to take home. CDs and DVDs are now available to anyone who wants to take home with them the teachings given every Sunday and Wednesday in the house. We design our own artwork, labeled every disc, but now times have changed. CDs, while still mass-produced, have become a secondary means of consuming content. DVDs have almost been entirely replaced with Blu-rays, and Blu-rays are slowly being replaced by digital streaming, ushering in a new era where any and everything you want to watch can be summoned by the push of a button. So with all this new technology coming into prominence, shouldn't we as God's people follow suit? That's why we here at Faith Christian Center Church, we are going digital. So now every sermon and every seminar will be converted to MP3 or MP4 and made available for purchase with your mobile device or on our online bookstore, where it can be reached by the millions, so we can continue to build faith, to build bridges, and to build lives. Well, welcome back. We're here on Tag Team Thursday, and as always, we always like to extend you the opportunity for us to pray with you, pray for you. So at any time throughout the broadcast, here's how you can get in contact with us if you need prayer. On live stream, send us a note. On Facebook, send us a message. If you want to email us, there's the email address. And if you want to text us, text PR to 54244, and we'll get your prayer request into our system, and we'll begin to pray with you and pray for you. Look, I'm excited even to have Lady Gwen on here, even with her limited, she's preserving her voice. And so, but she's going to say a few things. I think she used it all the other night. Hey, we're talking about staying focused. We're talking about staying focused. And look, Lady Gwen, I believe that the person who stayed focused and is our greatest example is Jesus.
Yes. He's
our greatest example. And he has shown us how to stay focused. Over in Hebrews chapter 12, I'm going to just read verse number 2. Hebrews chapter 12, once it comes up, verse number 2. You don't have it? He says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him Let's see. It ain't come. It ain't come. There it is, right there. Look at unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. So Jesus, being our greatest example, showed us how to stay focused. Okay, and we ought to look to his example to find out how did he stay focused in the midst of all the tests, the trials that he was going through when the enemy tried to attack him. Now, the question I always ask is, why has the faithful lost their focus? You know, people were once faithful. Now they get into a place of losing their focus. So there are some reasons why people lose their focus, and one of them is that you get too busy to hear from God. Mm-hmm. Our schedules are so busy. I mean, we have to discipline ourselves to carve out time to why people lose focus. The ones faithful lose focus is because they're trying to promote themselves rather than waiting on God to promote them. You know, I remember, man, when I was younger in ministry, not pastor or anything like that. I felt that I was ready. I was ready for this task. And this was early in ministry. I mean, I've been in ministry now since 1989. So that's what, 29 years. I've been in ministry for 29 years. So early on in my ministry career, I thought I was ready. And so, you know, I would pass out CDs and, you know, of whenever I preached and let people hear me. Well, I had to wait on God. And see, you'll lose your focus if you think that God is taking too long to cause the promises to come into your life. Another area is when you think you got to a place of success and you don't think you need God anymore. You will lose your focus if you think that you got to where you are right now because of you and not because of God, and that all you need right now is your degree, your good job, your cars, your cash, and your cribs. You lose your focus. Okay. The next thing is when you become convinced that nobody even noticed what you've done or congratulated you, you'll lose your focus. When nobody pats them on the back.
Yeah.
And you know, I've done this, I've done that. Mm-hmm. You know, I've shown up at every occasion, and nobody ever patted me on my back. Elijah had that problem.
Yeah.
Elijah said, I'm the only prophet left. God said, nah, buddy, you ain't the only prophet left. I got 7,000 others that haven't bowed their knee to Baal. Mm-hmm. And so don't think that you know, convince yourself that you're the only one.
And then sometimes that's the trick of when you're not around others, that you think that you are the only one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another reason why the once faithful will lose their focus is because you're trying to get the pat on the back from man rather than waiting for the approval of God.
Right.
You know, if we waited for man to give us an applause, we might be waiting a long time.
Right.
You know,
but that's the way society is now. That's why so many people are on all of the social medias. They're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, because they want all of these approvals from other people, from people they don't know, and it makes them feel better about themselves, and so they can lose focus in that area because they're waiting on others instead of having that approval from God.
Yeah, you want to hear God say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Another reason is, watch this now, is when you've been in the fight long, you know, you can lose your focus. Yep, this is a spiritual fight, and you can get weary, and you can lose your focus. And that's why the Bible tells us not to get weary in well doing. Why? Because if you get weary, you lose your focus. And the last thing is that causes the once faithful to lose their focus is the enticement of sin. Yep, the enticement of sin. Sin is real. Yes, it is. It's real. And the devil can entice you with sin that cause you to lose your focus. Yep. That tall, dark, and handsome guy. You single lady out there, I feel you. I feel that dark, tall, and handsome. I mean, he got everything. I mean, he got his beard all trimmed up. I mean, got it working. I mean, he got a 6-pack. He even got his car clean, and try to entice you to get into sin. Well, you'll lose your focus because I'll just leave it like that. You lose your focus. Now, if you're not careful, if you lose your focus, watch this now. Here's how you recover, because let's just say that you did lose your focus. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are some of the consequences of losing your focus? Okay, number one is you could embarrass the kingdom of God because people are watching you.
Yeah, and embarrass yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I didn't even put that down. Yeah, embarrass God and embarrass yourself because watch now. People are watching you.